If we do like no.
Maybe drop the front one.
Okay, it's much better.
Okay, cool, perfect.
Okay.
It's a little slanted, but it's okay.
So camera on already, sound on, and action.
Yeah, it's a party in the USA. Yeah, it's a party in the USA.
Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. Welcome to another video. In today's video, I'm not going to do a book review as usual. I'm not talking about specific topic related to reading. Today I'm doing an interview with a special person, with the first guest on my channel. Welcome, Kyla.
Thank you.
You can introduce yourself.
Hello everyone, my name is Kayla. I am a junior at Agnes Scott College. I am Lubna's roommate here at Agnes Scott. Some things I do at the school is I'm vice president of like an organization that helps with voting suppression, and I'm also on the soccer team.
Yay! I didn't prepare like questions as I told you, but the idea why I wanted to do this interview with her is this is her first time having an international roommate, and like my lifestyle, my habits are totally different than hers. And she told me that it is hard for her to like adapt with me. So I said, oh, why not to do this video just to have a casual conversation, to learn more about like each other as roommates, and especially that it is like a special case.
Yeah.
So my first question is, I already know that you didn't know that you're going to have an international roommate.
Yes.
It was just like this. Do you want me to say this, or do you want to say?
I'll say it. It's actually a funny story. So I'm just sitting in the living room one day of our apartment, and I just had the apartment for myself for a couple of months because my old roommate moved out. And all of a sudden, I'm just sitting in the living room, and I hear someone rattling their key trying to get into the door. Lubna walks in. I was like, oh, hello. And honestly, it's just been a great experience since. Yeah.
Okay, so the first question, what was your first impression when I entered to the apartment?
My first impression is this is not what I expected. I was never told that I was getting an international roommate. I was actually told I was getting someone who already went to the school. So for Lubna to walk into the apartment, it was just a shocker. And not only that, for her to say that she was from Morocco, it was just kind of like, there's just such a difference. And for a little bit, there sometimes was like a language barrier, but it never was that bad. Lubna's English has always been really well, so it never was hard for me to communicate with her. But like, I was just really shocked, but it was a pretty smooth ride. Like I wanted to make sure that it was comfortable and you had everything that you needed.
Yeah. So my second question. Okay, I said it's going to be casual, but I feel I'm just asking. It is what's changed in your life once I became your roommate?
My focus. I was all over the place. I was focused on boys. I was focused on everything that I was not supposed to be focused on. And all of a sudden I get a roommate who is religious, who is independent, who is a leader, who is productive. And so, yes, I'm hyping you up. So yeah, so it was just to see someone doing something rather than saying to do it. It was just such a great role model for me. And so I just was like seeing her do her homework. I'm like, maybe I should do my homework. And then we even have a class together, so that made it even more of like getting to talk more and like walking there together or walking home together. So just hearing how focused you were helped me stay a lot focused.
Okay. I didn't expect to hear this, especially lately. I'm not that productive. So, okay.
You're doing good.
Oh, interesting. Thank you. I have another question. Is the fact you said I'm religious. You are Christian.
Yes.
And I'm Muslim. So my question is, what did you find totally new? Like, did you heard before about Islam, about like anything related to this religion?
Yeah.
And yeah, what did you hear?
I had heard some things, and I had like met a couple of people, but I had never initially like lived with someone. So the whole like hijab concern of like us taking a picture together and knowing like I cannot post this picture because Lubna does not have her hijab on, or even when I have friends over, just like communicating like, hey, by the way, just letting you know someone's about to come over. That was very different for me because I wasn't used to that, but it wasn't hard for me to like accommodate to. I think another big difference was just like you guys pray. You pray 5 times a day.
Yeah.
And so just like sometimes walking in the room and I'm like, oh, and you're praying, but I mean, for my religion wise, it just kind of was like motivation for me, because like I would see you praying and I'm like, okay, let me go read my Bible, or let me go pray real quick, because I do like my own meditations and stuff like that. So if anything, your religion helped me progress more in mine of just doing like old habits that I had stopped.
And what do you think about hijab? Like, I know you're here in the US, you saw many hijabi girls around, but like, even with a hijabi girl, what did it change anything about your thoughts about hijab? Like, did you have had any like previous thoughts about it, and then?
I had always seen women in their hijabs, and I always wondered like, what does their hair look like under it? Like I wonder, and then Lubna takes hers off, and it's like.
You should not describe it.
I'm sorry.
The purpose is people. Okay, I can cut
it out.
Yeah.
And so to see someone finally take it off, and it's like a comfort level, I really appreciate that. There's like that barrier between men and women. There's like a respect level that you have to like kind of respect a woman in order to get to a certain point with them. It's not just like an open book. I like that a lot. I like the secret. It's like a little secret.
Yeah, there's something you're never going to see.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we talked about religion. Let's talk a bit about Morocco.
Yes.
Did you hear before about Morocco? If yes, what did you hear about it? And then when you met me, like, if your expectations changed?
So, I had heard of Morocco before, but I had never looked into it, done researched it, realized it was in Africa. Like it was a whole experience with you when you came for just like everything, and it was just like it made me realize how uneducated I was. Not only because it was just kind of like these are things that I should know, but it was great that I was able to have this experience as well as meet someone who was from somewhere else that you don't normally, because I don't normally meet people from Morocco on a daily, you know? So I thought that was just really cool. And your culture is just beautiful, so it's really nice.
Thank you. About the fact that Morocco is in Africa,
Right.
not only you, but also her friends were surprised. They told me, oh, do you consider yourself African? I'm
Right.
like, sure, I'm like North African, which means I'm from the continent of Africa. Also, the fact that my skin color, you talked about this. You want to share it?
Can I say the word? I was just telling Lubna, I was like, okay, so you're from Africa, so that means you're not too different from me. Like, I'm African American, you're from Africa. I mean, what's the difference, you know? And I was just like, there's certain things that I know in America only certain black people could do, and so I was just asking Lubna, like, does that apply to you? Are you able to do those things or say those things that we can do similarly? But I mean, I guess that's just like a cultural debate that we're still dealing with today.
Okay, like, besides, I do believe that I am an African. Like, from the first time you saw me.
Yeah.
Do you think that she could be African? Because you told me when you saw me first time, you couldn't classify me in any category.
Yeah. I just knew, I was like, okay, well, I know she's not white. I know that. I know she's not a white American. But not only that, I knew there was something, but when you said that you were African, I have met other like lighter Africans before, so it wasn't too much of a shocker for me.
Okay.
Yeah. It was just kind of like, okay,
Mm.
she's from Morocco. Nice.